Hello, I'm Dr. Sam Hancock of the Emerald Planet and EmeraldPlanet TV. We come to you on a week-to-week basis from Washington, D.C. in the United States as we look around the globe in 144 different nations, looking for those 1,000 best practices, the technology, services, and products that are making a difference as we move through the 21st century. And as we have a planet of 9 billion people by 2038 and possibly 12 to 13 billion by the end of this century, how are we going to be able to take care of all these people on planet Earth? And that's what Emerald Planet's all about. We come to you looking at the solutions, the best practices from around the globe as we create the Emerald Planet. Hello, welcome to the Emerald Planet. We're making a difference as we move through the 21st century. And seeing the long-term impacts of climate change. We're glad to have you. Thank you for being with us. Looking at the country of Jamaica and country-style ecotourism and villages as business, it's something that's very important that's going on there, where there's a real focus on women's leadership, entrepreneurship, and training as far as tourism and how that really helps to expand and strengthen the economic base of each and every community. And we have Diana McIntyre Pike. She is the president and founder of Country Style Community Tourism Network and Villages as Businesses. And looking at the women's leadership, why is this so important, Diana, to your work with Country Style?
Women-led businesses are very important because most of the women are in their communities with their children, even if the men are not there. You find that most women who have children tend to be alone. And so we feel that we have to train them in the business of organic farming and art and craft, whatever it is that they're talented in, and they are very talented.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is something when you travel throughout the island, you really learn how active these women are. They have leadership in the local schools, the healthcare system. I mean, they're just involved in absolutely everything. But looking at community-based tourism as a business, how did you hit upon this idea? And why does it make so much sense in a country like Jamaica and indeed throughout the Caribbean?
It is a very important question you've asked because many of our people live in these small villages and some of them work in hotels, but many are not working anywhere but in their community. But they do not see the opportunity that they can have. And therefore, our organization, Country Style, is making it possible for them to value what they have and to be able to become business-like with the entrepreneurship training that we're providing.
Mm-hmm. Now, the culture, the lifestyle, the surroundings of Jamaica, everything is so brilliantly green and colorful. It's just, the whole place seems just like it glows. But looking at this lady here with the various arts and crafts that she's doing, tell us what we're looking at as far as clothing, the arts and crafts themselves, and how does all this mesh together to give them a viable business?
What we do is that when we identify the entrepreneurs, natural, I say natural because they are natural entrepreneurs, we assess what they have and we show them how they can improve it. We show them how to be accountable because many people just sell and they don't do anything about knowing how much money they earn or how they're going to move forward. So this is important. This is an important picture too, to show what they're doing, sorting out their information, their craft, and what fruits that they have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, now actually bringing in internationals, the tourists, to see the day-to-day lifestyle. Tell us what we're looking at here. Why is it important? And how does this young entrepreneur on our right in this photograph have such joy and really a viable lifestyle and what it is that she's doing and hosting these people at her home.
This is the bami making in South Manchester in a community called Resource. And the lady on the right, she is a dynamic entrepreneur who has the knack of making bami from cassava, which is over 100 years old, the traditional way. And visitors enjoy coming to see her. Her name is Deborah, and the visitor is given the opportunity to make the bami with her. So this is what you're seeing here, right in that village, which is in the mountain area of South Manchester.
Yeah, it's wonderful that they have a chance to get out of the tourist areas and really get into the hitherland as far as Jamaica is concerned, to really learn what's going on, learn the culture. But what is Bammy?
Bami is made from cassava. It's a root vegetable, and it's very popular in Jamaica to have it with a national dish and fish as well. So that's what they're trying out now. After they've made the bami, they're now tasting the bami before they go and eat with other things.
Yeah, now looking at the surroundings, I mean, this really is in the countryside. This young lady is noticeably very proud of what she's able to teach and how she's able to do. So, how does this perfectly fit in with your philosophy as far as country style is concerned, but also villages as businesses? How does what we're seeing in this very photograph encapsulate everything that you're about?
It is a very important photograph because it shows what is possible for tourism, for people who want to experience a natural lifestyle. And what is also exciting is that this young lady who makes the bami, Deborah, was invited by Complete Caribbean to Dominica to enjoy meeting the people there and to show them how to set up a bami business. She spent 3 months there. So what does that do? She has come back to her community now with more exposure, more experience. She has never flown in a plane. So she has all exciting news to give them. And she's continuing to develop her bami business.
I just think this is absolutely wonderful. What a great photograph. And this is also a very meaningful photograph as well. The children of Jamaica are learning about their own culture, the diversity, also the diverse origins of them as a people. So, why is it so important to have these school students involved now and not wait till they graduate or go off to university?
Well, these young people here are students of tourism at the Western Hospitality Institute. And we wanted them to get the exposure because where they're studying, they've never been out of that area in Montego Bay. That's where they're coming from. And this is at Wise Falls that we saw earlier, where the actual owner is presenting to them the history of Wise Falls. And I'm here looking on. But educating the young people is a very important side of our business. From basic school up, we want to make sure that they understand what they can do.
Yeah, and this is really inculcating in them the fact is you can have a quality lifestyle, you can have a good standard of living and stay right within your community, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, I think that's very important. Now, the whole thing about there are many poets and writers in Jamaica. It's quite famous for, its folklore and all that. So why is this woman so important to the now, but also the future as far as tourism on Jamaica?
This lady is very important. She's Dawn Lemonious, and she's written this book on Anansi with the Jamaican patois, which is basically 17th century English with Welsh intonations, and it also has African and English. So it's a combination. We are trying to make younger people, I have to say that, because they don't really understand what the patois is all about. It is supposed to be the official dialect of Jamaica. Some people want to call it the official language, but we are showing what it is. It's a beautiful language.
Mm-hmm.
And Anansi, she's talking about Anansi, that is one of our comic type personalities in Jamaica. Anansi is Anansi's story. I grew up with Anansi. So what she's doing here, she's written this book. So we're going to use this as part of our education in the communities.
Now, this is absolutely incredible. Now, going into the markets, we talked about this earlier. Why is it so important that people, when they come into a country like Jamaica, even if they're staying in a full tourist resort, they have all the amenities they need. Why do they really should be getting out into the countryside? And what are they going to learn different than just being in a enclave for tourists?
Well, you know, when you're selling fruits and you're selling vegetables, and then you get to meet visitors who respect and appreciate you. The visitor doesn't want to only buy the fruits and the vegetables. They want to know who you are, about your family and so on. And believe me, Jamaicans love to talk about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They love the fact that people want to know who they are, not just the fruits and the vegetables, but they have an opportunity to tell them the nutritional value of what they're going to be eating and the advantage it is for their health.
You know, and as we'll see in other photographs too, I tell you, the fruits, vegetables, the herbs are just large. They're brilliantly colored and very, very natural. And I think this is something that we want to talk about as far as Jamaica is concerned. Looking at very young children and involving them very early as far as interacting with the international guests, but also interacting with Jamaicans from other parts of Jamaica. Why is this important?
Well, I'm telling you that the Kingstonians in particular, and even people in the Montego Bay, are the two cities. They don't know anything about what's going on in the communities. And the people who are going to school here, the young people, they don't know anything much either. So it's a win-win situation when visitors come and be able to tell them about their country and what they do. It widens their scope of knowledge. And I should mention that the schools are a very important part of our community lifestyle tours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I was there, I was actually working with virtually every school in Jamaica in rural education development. And the whole thing about it, that the schools really are an open source for the community, and it's a two-way flow. The community comes into the school with the children, but at the same time, you allow others to come in. Now, having these training sessions in the schools, this is for adults. Why is this so important?
The training of the communities, the mothers, the fathers, everyone. This one is in Trinidad. And they learn to do a project called My Community and I, where they have to research their community and research their family. And boy, I tell you, it's an exciting thing to hear these presentations because they never knew anything about what I've just spoken about. And then they can now share that with the other people in the community as well as visitors who come, including local people who don't know the roots of their village.
Mhm. Yeah, it's amazing how ignorant we can be of our own community. We're going to go out. We'll leave this photograph up because people are sharing. What do you see for the growth and expansion development of country style, say over the next 5, 10, or 15 years? And you've got about 6 seconds to do this. Got to be quick.
Yeah, the growth is fantastic because of the diaspora. The Caribbean diaspora is interested in the projects. So I see big growth with villages as businesses, and we've won many awards, over 30 awards. So I think we have a great future.
Fantastic. Diana Pike, President, Founder, Country Style Villages as Businesses, as we create the Emerald Planet.